everybody, I'm Asnat Waida.
And I'm Paula David,
And welcome to The Tea.
Welcome to our first episode of The Tea, where we bring to you every month one episode of entertainment, trending topics, and what's big in your world.
Joining us today, we have Ms. Narai Banam, who is the Program Director and Founder for Youth Resource Week. Recently on January 10th, Youth Resource Week had their launching at Sejong Gai Stadium here in the nation's capital, where they were pretty much just registering and giving basic information on what Youth Resource Week is. Yes, now Ms. Banam, thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, so for the youths that are not here in Port Moresby, could you tell us more about Youth Resource Week and what it is?
So Youth Resource Week is essentially it's a response to what happened on Black Wednesday. What happened with the riots on Black Wednesday, to us, it's just basic common sense. It's that we have too many disengaged, aimless, people not our walk. We listened to the narrative that Prime Minister was putting out. We listened to, we watched the news. We watched how they were proceeding to check if anyone was responding to it, if any organisation or government department was responding. No one seemed to be responding. People just seemed to be taka talking all the time, and no one was actually doing anything about it. The idea is there are many, many opportunities in Papua New Guinea. Mm-hmm. The problem, the issue, the challenge is that we're not at the access to those opportunities. We're not making it clear. The public service isn't making it clear to the average Papua New Guinean how to access this or where to access it. We've made it an art of making sure it's as difficult as possible for anyone to access anything good. So we're trying to change that. We're not creating new pathways. We're saying, everyone, give us your opportunities and pathways that you can engage youth who don't have an opportunity, who haven't been properly educated. They might not have an education. They might not know how to read and write. They might be people living with disabilities, basically people who have been under unfortunate circumstances, and just give them a starting point. So for everybody, if you're a school dropout, where can you start? Doesn't matter what age you are. Well, we're saying 15 to 40, but we are taking people older than 40. We are not taking people younger because you're in school. However, if your circumstance is that you are homeless or you're an orphan and you haven't been going to school, we'll take you. The biggest issue is people are unidentified and unable to access opportunities. Youth Resource Week is simply coordinating everyone's as many opportunities as possible onto one in-person platform and saying, here, come.
So it sort of provides a pathway for youths that are unable to fulfill their dreams through the traditional route of go to school, graduate, get a job. Because job opportunities, it's...
Yeah, they're limited. They're limited. So create your own opportunities. Yes. It's encouraging the idea of creating your opportunities. The people who are coming there, the organisations, not many of them will give jobs because most of us don't qualify for the jobs anyway. We're just giving pathway entries. How do I get into the point where if I want to become a pilot, where can I start? Adult literacy will be there. Kainosema, in case you're so far removed from it that you haven't even started learning how to read and write. There's a space for you that you have access to that as well, Em. So your question was?
Why did you guys choose youth?
Youth, and then?
What do you guys want to see on the youth?
Okay, the outcomes or their change in behaviour. So why do we choose youth? We didn't choose them. That was after the riots, we had the answer, and then we had a solution, and we waited for the rest of government and public sector to do something or others to do something, and everyone just keeps complaining and not doing anything. So we just thought, you know what, let's just start. It was just the next most obvious step to take. The models were ready. This one seemed to present itself just there, okay, let's just go ahead and start with this one. That's why. The second reason is in terms of all the programs that we've had ready, it's we've done business here for 20 years now in Moresby. When you keep complaining about the same thing over and over again, the problem is not everyone else around you, it's you. Why aren't you doing something about it? So the models have been designed because of the complaints I keep hearing around or complaints I keep doing. So we design models to reduce the complaints, to try to do something, which leads to what changes do we want from the youth? We just want them to feel connected, to feel like they're being thought of. Jan 10 was a classic example this year at the launch. They felt it as soon as they walked in. They did the usual rushing from the gate because there was a crowd building up outside. They rushed in and stopped. You could visibly see from the grandstands looking down that they all kind of stopped. And they kind of went, oh, okay. And then they were told by the ushers, you can go this way for this or that way. They want to know. They want to be informed. They want to be spoken with. Like, they want to engage and feel like they're being heard or they're hearing. That people aren't talking at them, but speaking to them. Like, okay, let's share what's going on here. They want to know that they actually matter, that they're not just a piece of inconvenient person on the side there. They want to know, like, if we can't get our NID working and identify our people, like, just start to make the effort to connect. It's not hard. We keep thinking it's hard. It's not. So from them, just a slight shift. In the first instance, the first one, shift. If 50% of them do the shift, they will. I guarantee you 80% will do the shift, if not 100%. That starts to create a wave. The narrative changes amongst them. It begins to change. You'll get the ones complaining like, oh, I'm come to register lahap and nothing's happened, there's no follow through or blah, blah, blah. This is a 5-year program initially in its current form because we're going to address those complaints.
What comes after Youth Resource Week? I mean, I've seen on social media that you guys also want to host one in Ley and perhaps...
So there's 6. So there's 6, it's a regional roadshow. So this is only the inaugural one here in NCD. Moresby, Ley, Hagen, Goroka, Hagen, Kokopo and Arawa. It may be Arawa or Buka, that's to be determined, but somewhere in Arob. So those are the 6 centres. It's a program, so it continues, and we're going to learn from them. We're going to make mistakes, but we're going to learn from it. We're going to learn from the NCD one. We're going to go and practice the Ley one. Once those 2 are done, okay, the rest will unfold. The ultimate goal is that what starts to happen is you're going to see this transition. You're going to be able to talk to any youth on the street, and you're on the same level. They can have a conversation with you about what you're talking about. That's all. And the more we expose them to that, change happens. It's just organic.
Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Banam. You've been
my pleasure.
Very lively.
I hope all your guests are as lively or livelier than me.
Right. And for the rest of you all watching, stay piping hot.